Is your nail business out of touch? Are you even aware if it's out of touch? How do you know if it's out of touch? And trust me, you do not want to be out of touch, especially in today's nail market. All these topics we're going to cover right now on the Biz Talk. Okay, I feel like I'm out of touch with certain things.
Totally are. With reality.
Well, maybe a little bit. This is a really interesting topic, and it's something that I think we see quite a bit is a lot of salons, nail technicians, nail professionals, nail artists not in touch with their business, with what's going on in the nail market. And I really believe that is a serious threat to anybody's business. Tracey, what's your just initial take on this topic? What do you see? Obviously, with a lot of our mentors, we get kind of a direct look on the nail industry, the nail business, where it's going, trends. But in general, with a lot of nail artists, nail professionals out there, as far as being out of touch, do you see that a lot? Do you hear them express, do you see denial? I would imagine a lot of denial.
I think this can go into a lot of different areas in a business.
Yeah, you're right. It can actually.
Yeah, there's so many different areas that you can be out of touch. But yes, I see it, and there's a lot of denial, especially at first. And usually it's denial until it's a problem. So, they're missing the little signs of what they need to do. And
then it's too late, usually, by then, right?
You could rebuild again, but that's tough.
It's hard.
So it's recognizing the signs and not being stubborn. We're all stubborn. I'm stubborn, but
I'm not.
Out of touch.
Okay, so let's start with nail styles. Okay, like nail trends or what's in. Like if all you're pumping out are like pink and whites, and we've had a huge nail art revolution almost in the last 5 years, right? Somebody that's just doing pink and whites, you should probably take a look if you're out of touch as far as nail trends are concerned.
Well, I think pink and whites, there's people that still wear it. And,
of course.
And then it's kind of making it come around. However, are you missing the sign that you're starting to get less and less clients? This is a really good indication that you're not in touch with what's popular out there. So if you notice people are not booking with you anymore, or you're not getting those calls, you got to take a look. Maybe I need to expand. Are people coming in and going, hey, I want this? No, I don't do it.
I don't do it.
Are you hurting your business because of that? Then yeah, you gotta, but that's where I find the denial.
Yeah.
They get set in their ways, and I do this. I only do this. It's all I want to do.
It really is like a death by 1,000 cuts. It's not until the before it's too late. And if you notice it, then that can really be damaging. What if, so how would somebody stay on top of nail trends? Obviously, we've recommended people look at our Instagram, which is a great way.
That's the fortunate part, right? Is it's an open book.
It is an open book.
Not only are we open book, but Instagram is just an open book completely.
Yeah, nails.
What is popular? Look at the comments. Look at the likes. You can really tell really quickly what's popular. I mean, we do a lot of research ourselves to make sure that we're staying with the times and what people are wanting. And sometimes they come in and it goes right back out. But you're making sure that your clientele is happy and that you're giving them what they want.
If you're bringing excitement, that constant excitement to your clientele on the regular with nail styles, color, and trend. We've talked about this many times, but you can't shut the door on trend and nail styles, it's so important to bring that. I know if we stopped bringing innovation products to the market, we're dead. Like, we have no chance.
I kind of feel that we went through a period of that.
We did.
And
you're right.
It was hurting.
We were dying.
Business.
Yeah.
It was hurting the business.
It was hurting
our morale.
Yep.
It was hurting our sales.
Yep.
And you know what? You probably didn't. We didn't notice it right away
because it was a slow decline.
But all of a sudden, you realize we fell behind. It's our fault, and we are now. How do we dig ourselves out?
Right.
Fortunately, you caught it soon enough, but you know, it was really looking in the mirror and going, "What's going on?"
You know, one of the things that I hear a lot with today's nail artists is, you know, I'm old school. I'm an old school tech. This is how I do it. And all I hear is, well, first of all, it's people that are in the same age range as me, right?
You can't teach an old dog a new trick. Yeah.
Right. I'm hearing this and I'm going, well, wait a second. I had to learn new tricks.
Yeah.
I had to completely change our entire business over the last 2 years. I had to do the way we communicate everything over a 2-year period. And we're still changing to this day, right? We're continuing to look at all the rebranding.
Yeah. And it takes money.
It does take, you have to spend money. I mean, compared to what you can spend and what we have spent, we've done a pretty damn good job in saving. And that, I'm saying that because if you're considering doing something like that, you can do it on a budget. You don't have to go totally crazy.
Well, I'm saying with them, it might take spending some money on classes.
Correct. Investing in education. And like, there is that reasoning of, I've been around the industry a long time and you can't. I understand where you're coming from. Okay. We're probably in the same age group together. I get that mentality because I was there just a couple of years ago, but out of pure need for not only the survival, but the thriving of our business, I made the decision, like, I'm going to learn everything that's needed. Greg and Tracey on just like techniques, product innovation, using certain products in different ways to create current looks that are hot right now, you know? And that changes all the time, especially with social media now. It's like fast. It's like boom, boom, boom. It's constantly just going. Like stuff that was in 6 months ago, I'm looking at now. We were just talking about this 5 minutes ago. Like, not 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago we were here, but 15 minutes ago we were out there. And I was looking at looks, and I was like, we're looking at a particular page, and I was like, I'm over this look now.
Yeah,
like
totally.
it was cool 6 months ago, but like I'm over it.
But to be on trend, to keep up, it doesn't have to be complicated.
Correct.
You know, and I will say, if you are a person that loves to do French pink and whites, if you can do a pink and white, I honestly believe you can do anything. That is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah,
so you're ahead of the game. Yeah. Like, you know, but I think you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to go, well, I have to do all these, you know, long and these over-the-top 3D acrylic and hand painting. And I don't do that personally. I don't, that's not my thing. I don't like it, but I try to stay in trend and use the things that I love, but staying on trend.
Yeah. I think that is what may hold some back, is like this idea that it has to be this like insanely detailed 6-hour set of nails. And actually, the truth of the matter is, there are people that do that and probably get paid to do it. But the majority of artists that are taking 6 hours to do one set of nails are probably not making as much money as they could if they just kept it very simple with amazing color combos. 30 to 45 minute sets of nails that are simple, clean, beautiful. Like, for example, our distributor in Sweden, Natalie Cohen, phenomenal beautiful nail technician. She got like a repost from Huda Beauty. We repost her work all the time. Her it's her color combinations, very simple and clean. It's her shaping is so beautiful and consistent. Her nails, and she is like, I would consider like today, she's like one of the top techs out there.
And she does mostly color combos.
It's color combinations.
Really
shapes.
Or maybe glitter. I mean, but she's staying in it and staying on trend. But I think this also goes into not just nail art, like nail product.
Yeah.
That you're offering your clients,
For sure. Service within like services, right?
Within services.
Yeah. So
are you staying up to date with what is out there in the market? I've been doing nails since 97, and the difference in products,
it's huge.
It's huge. And so if I stayed with stuff that I would, not to insult anybody that does different, but when I first started doing nails, it was mostly silk and fiberglass was pretty huge, and then some acrylic. Things changed. We got gel polish, we got gel, all these things. If I had stayed maybe to doing just those items that I probably would not have a full clientele. And I know there's someone out there going, I got a full clientele doing it. And
that's awesome.
That's awesome. That's amazing. But I really feel that you need to make sure that you're keeping up, offering your clients the best products you can offer them, the product that's going to work for them the best.
So there are always situations, right, where there could be, I'm sure there are nail professionals, nail artists out there that do fiberglass and silk. And
there's still
and their
reasons
market,
to do it,
their market demands it. Mm-hmm. And, if the market demands it. Yep. So you're doing well. That's awesome. What we're talking about is for the majority of people, that's not a current, we're not seeing a huge demand. I can tell you that. It's not a demand right now because we're deep in the manufacturing side. We're deep in the innovation side. Where's the demand today? Dipping powder is massive still. Acrylic is still big. Gel is, I would say that there's way more of a demand for acrylic than there is hard gel, although hard gel is still, it's very solid. But that's kind of the current state. So I've heard a lot of nail professionals say, dipping powder's not for me. It's not, well, you know what? Why not? Yeah. Why not? It's if somebody's walking in the door and they're asking, do you have dip powder? And you say no, you're turning somebody down. And on top of that, you don't have control or really a decision on what the market demand is. The market demand is the market demand. Yeah. So if the market is demanding dipping powder right now, you've got to get in there. You've got to learn it. You've got to be a part of it. You have to be able to offer this because resisting it, there's a big statement there. If you resist it, there's so many things like you're unwilling to, learn a new service, number one. Number two, you're kind of telling the market, I'm not staying up on current trends, to Tracey's point.
Yeah. And I think one of the main reasons to know what's going on out there is offering your clients not what you want, but what's best for the client.
Right.
That's why I've always done acrylic, gel polish, all that, because when the client, for me, doesn't necessarily dictate what they're going to get. Their nails dictate what they need.
Sure.
And that's what I'm going to suggest to them. You are a gel candidate. You need gel on your nails. No, you're not a gel candidate. You need acrylic on your nails. This is why. If I put my foot down and go, I only do this, and especially if it's an old technique, then I'm not giving them the best service possible. It may not work for their nails, and then I lose that potential client.
Such a great point. Let's jump into the just one more topic before we wrap this up, which is in being out of touch with communication. We've talked about this many, many times before on previous episodes. It's hard to put into words how vital it is that you are communicating on social media platforms, especially Instagram. If you're a nail artist, especially Instagram, you've got to build that up. There's just too many people that come through our OWC program still that we see that are not posting, that are at least, there's usually one or two that are just starting an Instagram, and props to you for starting it. Like that's huge.
Amazing.
It is amazing. And I'm so, like, when I see that they're starting their accounts, it makes me so happy. But I think the realization is, like, if you're going to be in touch, it's not just with trends or products, it's also how you communicate your work, your services to your community. It's got to be, you've got to get on social. You've got to get here. And this is just, it's just the beginning. Like, it's not, it might not be Instagram in 5 or 6 years. I don't know. Maybe, I'm sure probably will be, but let's say 10 years from now, it could be something else. It could be something different, but it's going to be digital.
It's almost
that's 100%.
The new business card.
It's the new business card.
We just went through a bunch of stuff. We actually have a huge dumpster outside
right now.
We're just throwing all kinds of stuff away. And we came across business cards. And what did you say?
Throw them away.
Throw them away. What is the first thing usually that people anymore, I just noticed this, realized this, when someone asks you about your business, what do they ask?
When somebody asks me about...
What they ask you for your Instagram handle?
Every single time. What is your IG?
Yeah, when I meet people, when I'm out doing photo shoots and all that, and talking to hairdressers, like, hey, well, what's your Instagram? It's the business card.
It's the business card. It's a business card. It's a portfolio.
It's the new phone book.
It's how you DM and message. It's how you follow, and you can see what people are up to on their daily, their daily grind. It's everything in one. Yeah. It's everything in one. And that's why it's important to make sure you're staying in touch. And if you have an account, you're not utilizing it enough, you've gotta be on it every single day. I mean, I'm such a believer in that. Yeah. We're on it every single day, not just Instagram, but obviously YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, all of them. We even do an e-blast. This goes up on a podcast. It gets distributed everywhere. We have multiple ways of communicating.
Yep. And it wasn't easy for us at first.
Oh my God.
We fought it. How long did we fight it?
We fought it for a while.
Yeah.
I remember Tracey and I used to have these conversations of, like, if you're on Instagram, that means you don't have a nail business. We had no idea. We had no idea.
We apologize.
Yeah, we're sorry. But that's the thing. Like, we openly admit we had no idea.
I said that. I'm like, if you have time to be on Instagram, you're obviously not a busy nail tech.
Yeah.
And I'm deeply, deeply sorry because even if you're a busy nail tech, you better be on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because you never know when you need business.
That's exactly right. You have to keep that communication going. Just because you have a full clientele doesn't mean you have to stop communicating, because you don't know what changes will come your way.
And like you said, portfolio. Like,
portfolio,
it's so,
man. Yeah.
Brilliant. It makes your life easier. Like, hey, you're a new client. Hey, check it out. See if there's designs that you like, we can tweak.
Exactly. So to wrap this up, I would love to get your thoughts on all of these topics we discussed around being out of touch. Are you out of touch? If you are, I want to hear, I'd love to hear about it. And even people, seriously, and people that are very much in touch with styles, what are you doing? What are you doing to stay in touch? Let us know in the comments below what you are doing to stay in touch with the nail industry through nail trends, products, and also through social media. We'd love to hear all about it. And with that, we'll say thank you for joining us. We will see you next week on the Biz Talk.